Sometimes in life, it's good to return to and give back to places where one's worked. That's from my perspective. I'm Tanis Coralee Leonhardi, she, her, hers of Seattle. I'm going to talk through, kind of reflect on presenting at / through a YMCA I formerly worked for, talk on Monday, 21 March 2016. So I reflect on returning and presenting at / through a YMCA I formerly worked at / for a single author / presenter, just me. Date of presentation was Monday, 21 March 2016. It was a talk I presented to a youth after school program and covered part of my pathway to / in science, including some of my time in Africa and Hawaii and some of my experiences in volcanology in Hawaii. I had formerly worked for the YMCA branch, Turner Family YMCA, based in Shoreline, Washington State, as a lifeguard and swim instructor in 2009 and 2010. So I worked at a YMCA a few miles that way, Turner Family YMCA, and I worked there 2009 and 2010 as a lifeguard and swim instructor. And I was in college at the time, actually, as well, Shoreline Community College. And I went on, and at this point in time, when I gave the talk, I was my PhD advisor. I was in a PhD program at the University of California, Berkeley, in geophysics, and my advisor, Burkhard Militer, was in physics, and he was computational physics. And so my mom was working at the YMCA, and she was talking to people, and she liked to kind of like brag about what I did and that kind of and what I was doing. And so one of the people in charge of an after-school program was like, well, does she want to come and talk about what she does, or kind of a thing, or like or herself, or just like come talk to the kids. And so my mom was like, do you want to do that? And I was like, yeah. And so it was kind of an interesting, I worked there. It's like giving back, returning to my family, my Dale Turner Family YMCA family, the Dale Turner Family YMCA. And so I thought it was kind of a cool one, so I did say yes. And so I went, and it was the people's in charge of the after-school program, the kids, and then my mom went as well. And then later in the year, in December 2016, same year I gave this talk, I gave a different talk in California, and both my mom and my dad flew down from Washington State to California to attend that one. But for this one, it was my mom, and we went to, I presented at an elementary school in one of the classrooms. And so it wasn't on campus where I had worked, but it was through at the after school program through the YMCA, but like through the one I had worked at. And so the title of my talk was Africa, Hawaii, and Volcanoes. And I chose that because it was kind of the escalation in my science career, and since I had worked there in 2010 and Africa was 2012, it was kind of filling in what had happened since I left. Because, you know, at the Dale Turner Family YMCA, they remembered me, and they still may remember me and the people from that time as a swimmer, a swim instructor and lifeguard. So that was kind of fun. It was, I think I did tell Burkhard at some point I was doing this. I didn't ask for any feedback, and I didn't show him the talk or anything. It was a bit different because they were asking about me, their former employee, and not what my advisor was doing or what they had done. So it was like, for me, that was rather straightforward. That kind of, especially for kids, the Africa, Hawaii, and volcanoes in Hawaii, that was like that I can make towards the kiddos and is unique to me. So it was just about me, my life story and my journey. And I really enjoyed it, and I'm really thankful and grateful. So thank you, if you're watching, for inviting me and having me. It was fun to give back in a way that I could at least attempt to. This is the kind of, so a talk is a publication, and it's consumed by an audience and that kind of stuff. It's just it was a different one, and I was one that is a bit different than like a nitty-gritty science talk. It's about the person and the science and the life story and how those two kind of go together. So in that sense, it was a very meaningful talk, and to date, I think is still the only talk I've given quite like this. I love that I got to go back to a place that I had worked at and do it, and it kind of also really highlighted that workplace in the sense of it's a dynamic environment. I worked there as a lifeguard and swim instructor, but I was able to present to an after-school program about science and my story and my life story and stuff. So I thought that was rather cool. It's not like it was a swimming centric one where then I could come in, but it's not necessarily related. I was presenting in a classroom at a school for an after school program. So my life story and what I chose through all of that coursework, is entirely relevant. So I thought it did how to phrase it is maybe it helped me gain a little bit of a bigger appreciation for the place that I had worked. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'm very happy I did it. And so thank you again. And thank you, Mom, for bragging about me. So there we go. That's I'm presenting at/through a YMCA. I formerly worked for talk on Monday, 21 March 2016.